However, when my active addiction or my addiction came, all of those things went out the window, and I was probably the worst. This person you see now, and you guys know, if you guys would have saw him, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, you would be like, lock the door.
Atomic Souls Podcast.
I was raised by a single mom. She raised me really well.
Yeah.
And she always gave me good qualities, and I didn't have a father really too much, but my mom did a great job playing both roles. So I was raised with a template in how to be a good person. And I always just had this natural feeling about me to where I just wanted to be helpful and just wanted everyone to be okay. And
it's kind of innate in you, but also your mom really gave you a lot of structure, it sounds like. And, discipline.
But however, when my active addiction or my addiction came, all of those things went out the window, and I was probably the worst. This person you see now, and you guys know, if you guys would have saw him, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, you would be like, lock the door. Do not let him in. He's probably going to, all of this would have been stolen. But absolute opposite. Thief, liar, manipulator, not loyal, angry, spiteful, hateful, not so much at people, but just the world and my disposition at the time and myself. So those are the qualities. Very dark, and I lived like that for 13 years.
Wow. How was that going from? It sounds like you were kind of living in some good principles, had a good mentor through your mom. What was it like to it sounds like completely 180 on that?
Yeah. Well, and we talk about an addiction, the whole shame and guilt thing. Mm-hmm. So knowing better.
Yeah.
But also still having a mental health internal condition to where it's I don't feel like I belong. I'm misunderstood. My head won't stop going 100 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. I can't turn my brain off. My heart won't stop beating out of my chest.
Yeah.
So dealing with those feelings and also very fearful of the world and uncertainty.
Yeah.
I was always searching for a remedy to kind of rid myself and escape from those feelings.
Yeah.
And then so when I started dabbling in harder substances, predominantly heroin and opiates, that was a real remedy. At the time.
Right.
And I just didn't know exactly.
It wasn't as dangerous as it is now.
Yeah.
Which is wild because it was still very dangerous.
For sure. And I didn't, obviously in the beginning, you don't think you're going to become it's progressively worse. I didn't think I was going to be a homeless, steal everything from my family, pawn everything I had, be homeless and rob people and go to jail and just a menace. Yeah. So, and we talk about shame and guilt. So I knew better. And so I'm going out and doing these things, knowing that they're wrong, feeling bad about them. I didn't feel great about them at the time, but I had to do what I had to do because I'm in this state of survival mode. So I could escape these feelings, and I just want to feel good and feel better. And I'll be homeless on Rumberg and Lamar if I have to do that.
Yeah.
And was.
Yeah.
And
are you from Austin area?
No, I'm from Michigan.
Okay.
But I've been here since 2013.
Okay.
August 2013. And that shame and that guilt of just knowing better, and I think also perpetuated it longer because now I got to escape from those feelings too.
Yeah.
So
was the rapping, was that part of the using, or was that something in mostly recovery or before?
Well, so I've been doing it since I was in ninth grade. Mm-hmm. I put together my own little mixtape album in ninth grade and pressed it all up, and when CDs were still out, and put the jewel boxes, the little CD cases, and passed them out at school. Wasn't a quality music, but but the drive and the business mindset was there, and obviously the passion and creativity was there. I never really was this. I wasn't never a B's and H's type of bitches and all. That was never my thing. Or harming people. But there was elements of just I guess maybe some toxic just just things I wouldn't necessarily subscribe to now, in the beginning, but also like I was also like very focused on like still lyrical stuff too. I just didn't know exactly what lane to go in at that time. So I'm like, oh, they're making this, so I'm going to make a little bit of this and I'll make this too. And I didn't really have I didn't have an identity.
Yeah. It sounds like you're really lost.
Yeah. And, obviously in active addiction, I tried to make music, didn't really work out because like when I'm in that world, it requires me to be all the way in that world.
Yeah.
And, no one wants somebody in their studio session, nodding out at the microphone or in their control room.
Maybe if you're paying them.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably why they allowed it. Like,
yeah.
I'm only going to take, you're only doing this because you're paying by the hour. And just, I just couldn't do both.
Yeah.
So there was a period where I kind of dropped off from like 2014 till about 2018. 2018, I got kind of on like I got on the methadone program, and I was able to kind of like recreate my life a little bit, somewhat. I worked a job and started recreating my music career, and ended up like getting a distribution deal with like a small label in Austin, Texas, and
Nice.
Started opening up for some like, locally or some bigger name Texas artists.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I was starting to make some headway with that, and
Yeah.
felt like I was doing something. But
Yeah. How was methadone? That's intense.
well, it did help in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't knock anyone's process or journey. I wouldn't recommend anyone do that. But
yeah, it's hard.
But I also wasn't like working any type of program or doing any type of therapy or counseling. I was just like, heroin's being a little too much of a job now. And it's just, you know what, I'll just take this daily and I can just still kind of function.
Right.
But there was no dealing of like the inner workings of why I was doing the things I did or thinking the way I thought. But I was able to get a job and do music, and, mom let me move back in to, one more chance to, change my life. But after a while, like, when I'd go in to see my appointment, they'd ask me, so how are you feeling? And I'm just like, I'm still a little edgy, oh, okay.
It's not enough, but
let's kick you up another 20 milligrams in every week. It's, I'm still a little edgy. All right. So I went from 40 milligrams to 180 milligrams in about 8 months.
We had this guy, like, I was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, working somewhere else, and he was on methadone. And he went in one week, and the guy's like sleeping through groups. Yeah. And he got his methadone upped that week. I was like, what? He's sleeping all day, every day. Yeah. Why are y'all prescribing this?
It's wild.
It works to an extent. But you have to do, like you said, like the internal work. Like,
for sure.
Harm reduction only works if you're also like putting in the internal work as well.
Yeah. Because all of this is deeper than just staying sober. If that was... Right. If that was the objective,
baseline,
and also like, 180 milligrams. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think anyone needs to be on that much.
And is that sober at that point? Like, is that harm reduction?
I mean, clearly there's drug seeking behavior in that. And also like, before the shows I would perform at, I'm taking, I require 2 shots of tequila before I go on stage. I require with methadone. I require a blunt after I get off stage. And then we start doing some so there was still substance use going on. I just wasn't doing my substance.
Right.